Network. TFR, True Frequency Radio. Welcome to Saturdays with Sri and Kira as we explore the mysteries. This is your backstage pass to the private conversations between Sri, Kira, and the Ascended Realms. The place where magic dwells and the secrets are revealed.
It's gonna close.
Humanity is at the moment of self-ascension for all who choose to open their eyes, expand their hearts, and claim their mastery. Provocative? Sure. Authentic? Definitely. Ready to get on the ride of your life and trust the universe to get you the rest of the way? Call forward a smile of mastery. And here are Sri and Kira.
Oh, namaste, beloved ones. It is Saturday, and welcome to Explore the Mysteries. I am Kira Ram.
And I am Sri Ram Ka, and we are delighted to be with you live today here at Truth Frequency Radio, Oneness Talk Radio, and of course, YouTube Live.
We are really excited. You know, I really hope that you guys are on our newsletter list. And if you're not, how come? Because we sent out an email earlier with lots of pictures about what's happening here. We are calling this the Magical Mystery Weekend. And hey, give us a call. Jump in the queue. Give us a call at 517-208-1500. Again, that's 517. Whoa, Kira Ra. 517-208-1500. And we are very excited about what's happening. Now, first and foremost, now that we are post-supermoon, right? Here we are. It is why are we calling it Magical Mystery Weekend? Why are we saying the alchemy is shifting? Well, I suspect that all of you listening are already feeling it before we even start sharing the experiences, because we are having some massive wow experiences.
You know, it's this entire month has been this churning and lifting and techno redos and energetic upliftments. And it just seems, you know, what I've noticed in my own personal experience is there's been a whole lot of inner energy, a whole lot of inner clarity, and the engagement with the outer world has shifted. I'm not sure what outer world I'm engaging anymore.
And we're going to talk a lot about that.
But there are parallels happening.
Yes. And before we go any further, talking about parallels, if you were with us last weekend we opened up a very profound energy and did live ceremony on air. We are going to open up right now. We're just going to bring that energy in again, because again, if you're on our newsletter list, you already got pictures of what's happening. We have, Sri, move 1 second. We've got our Inti here. We're going to be talking about this. You see the radiant coming out of that, guys. We're going to be talking about that in just a minute. And so let's just take a moment. I have our puja plate that I keep on our personal altar in our very sacred private space, holding all of us and holding this energy and holding this moment. And I once again had my full piece of Palo Santo incense that I have now cut in half. We're going to light this piece and burn it during the show, and then we will bring this other piece out when the show ends and waft it in the other, but then we'll bring it back in for tomorrow. Remember, this is a weekend journey. This is a big weekend. We are in the middle of an alchemical transition. So we're going to take a moment, and I'm going to invite Sri. Let's just all bring our hands to our heart one moment. I see lots of chat happening everywhere, lots of people. But in this moment, let's just bring our hands to our heart. So please bring your hand to your heart. Breathe in and say, yes, it is a magical mystery moment. My heart is flowing with the alchemical shifts. Together we come together as a community of ascended presence every weekend for these extraordinary journeys. And as Sri has just offer some smoke. Sri is offering smoke. We're offering the smoke out to all of you. And again,
just breathe in the energy of sacred recognition.
And this is Palo Santo, which is just so, I'm just sending it to you. And as we put it in our sacred vessel that we described last week, and if you don't know about this, go listen to last weekend's shows. You should listen to them anyway. Let us continue our journey. And so thank you, my angels. It just felt right to come together as community, clear out. You know, there's been, I don't know about you, but Sri and I have felt a lot of projection energy coming toward us. And every time I feel projection energy, my heart just wraps around it with love, because if anything is being projected at you that is less than love, then it is coming from someone who is so afraid and someone who is so lost. And so no matter what their words would say, and so send them love and appreciation. And I always visualize putting a beautiful cocoon, a sacred container around them. And so thank you, my loves. This is going to be burning during the entire show right here on the altar we prepared. And if you were here last week, Shri, let's you and I kind of move away out of the frame again. If you were here last week, then you're going to notice that this week's altar is very different. And every week we've been creating an altar for our weekend communities together. And it seems like something we're being asked to do. So in the middle is the inti, which we're going to talk about in just a moment. If you're watching us at YouTube, you're seeing me point to this gold inti that we found, which was quite a hunt. And then I also have an altar card of our Violet Ray Shiva. Now, those of you that are listening to us audio over at TFR Live and Oneness Talk Radio, and inti is the Incan sun god. And we're going to be talking a little bit more about this and this mystical experience that's opening up and the cosmic connection that is coming in very strong. And then in front of that altar card from our Violet Ray Shiva here at Tosa Blue Mountain Temple, I have a pyramid that has the Avesa symbol in it. So this energy, I'm sure you can feel it, whether you're feeling it through our heart and our energy and our love, or whether you're actually seeing it over at YouTube. We are broadcasting live at the YouTube channel Oneness Talk Radio. So if you're listening to us at TFR Live, maybe later on today, go check the video. And then I also have, and I'm going to lift this up so you all can see it because this really called to us this morning. This is my right-handed conch shell, and this is a very sacred shell. And for many of you that were here very recently in the New Year's experience, you remember that we were doing a lot of work with these. Well, this one really called to me this morning, not because of the right-handed conch, but because of the top. And this is, it has that beautiful Fibonacci sequence and all the spiral, and it's so wonderful. And if I look at it from the top down, what you'll see is this extraordinary, beautiful spiral that takes you up into what we're calling the Blue Temple. And so I, with all of my heart, believe that this is happening. Now, I do want to share, some of you are saying, no, YouTube, sorry, we thought we were broadcasting, so forgive us. Shri is doing his best right now. We're going to find out why we're not there. And this is why the whole channel isn't live yet, guys. We are the only guinea pigs. We would never want any of our other shows to have to deal with this. And we need to find the live portion. I got it. Okay. So here we are, angels. So let's keep talking about what's happening this weekend. And I want to know how many of you, right? I'm going, raise your hands. But how many of you have noticed that this is a extraordinary moment of intensity, that there is an energy, that there is an experience that is happening right now that is quite frankly different, that is outside of what you might have been experiencing before. And so this is something that is important to recognize, that we are all right now in the middle of an honest to goodness alchemical shift. Now, what does that mean? Well, the first thing it means is that we are all in this moment from February 19 through April 16. And this energy that is coming in right now, I mean, how many of you are having technology challenges? And I'm giggling as I'm trying to really stay focused with all of you, as I have Shri completely distracted on 3 different computers trying to get the YouTube going. And we have had a challenge with this 100% of the time.
So for those of you that know anything about it,
it's fascinating to try and host this show while we're being challenged over here, but we will persevere. And we just got wonderful. We just got one that said YouTube is great and I want to go back. Yes. Yvonne put, yes, the energy is different right now. Very.
So I just need to confirm then you are seeing it, because I was just at YouTube. I didn't see it either.
But I just got YouTube is great, came in literally like 3 seconds ago in the chat.
So talk about a time delay.
Yeah. Is that crazy, guys? Oh my goodness.
All right. Well, then I don't need to sweat that. Listen, there's a couple things I want to share as we're moving forward.
Please.
We get very excited and energized by the synergistic alchemical things that are going on. And we want to talk more about alchemy on this show and what it really means.
A lot. And the yoga of self-ascension, the alchemical shift that's upon the world right now is powerful. And I'm so glad you're here.
but it's important for everybody to kind of get on board the understanding so that you can get the maximum fruit from this, the maximum benefit. When we approach anything with sincerity, when our heart is open, then we draw upon our soul's wisdom to call forward that which is appropriate to lead us out. So, for example, lighting the incense at the beginning of this
Wasn't
broadcast.
that wonderful? And I'm sorry that we weren't broadcasting live, but maybe it was so that we could all just really feel the energy.
Just the act of lighting a candle or lighting incense calls forward a sincerity that says, I respect that which has gone before me and that which is yet to come.
Yeah.
There is this continuity energy with the sacred. And then with respect to the alchemy is the intersection of energies. Alchemy is that which is the greater than the sum of the parts. It's this synergistic happening. So we are at a moment in time and space where our sacred intention, our heart, our souls, our guidance, everything is creating this alchemical stew, so to speak.
And it's a stew. That's an understatement.
The question is, which ingredients are you bringing into your stew?
Yeah.
Because we can do a lower form of alchemy that brings a lot of density in and thereby infiltrates our experience with fear and doubt and the separation energy.
Yeah.
Or we can hold the presence, which is why ceremony is very useful. We can hold the presence of that which is sincere and loving and surrender our egoic need to control and call in the higher frequencies as part of our alchemical lift. And this is essential to the yoga of self-ascension.
Well, Sri, I'm like losing my breath as I listen to you speak because it's just so important. And this really sets the stage for the experience of what's happening in this energy right now. So as I'm seeing a lot of you talk about this in the chat room, as far as things have felt very chaotic, there's been a very sense of, this is because the way I describe it is there's an energetic temper tantrum happening on the planet right now.
Yes.
And that's part of this alchemical shift. Now, just because there's an energetic temper tantrum does not mean you have to be affected by it. However, everything is moving so literally that at 5:17 a.m. yesterday morning, Sri and I are in bed going, well, that's a big earthquake.
There was a big one down here.
And here we are at the equator, and some of you may have read about this or seen this on the news, but Sri and I were right here, very close to the epicenter of this 7.7 earthquake. And, it was a very powerful reminder that everything is fluid and everything is moving. And because I think you and I lived in Guatemala for so long and we're so accustomed to this.
They trembled a lot there.
But, we are so blessed because here at Tosa Blue Mountain is the safest we have ever been in any earthquake because our home is a couple hundred years old, built into the bedrock of the mountain. And it was ironic because just the afternoon before, we were talking to an architect here about expanding the kitchen area and making it much nicer for our guests when you come, putting in some new balconies. And he had even giggled and said, your house will stand long after all the new houses aren't there, because our house has been here that long, built into the bedrock. So I just wanted to also say thank you to all of you that wrote us in and asked if we were okay. Yeah. Thank you. I think our animals, it was actually Sri and I getting up out of bed and comforting our animals that were completely freaked out, including our bird and, holding the energy of all of them and helping them through that moment. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because this has been an extraordinary journey right now. And all of it is to remind us of the impermanence of this illusion and to dance with the gift of this reinsertion moment. And, right before we went on the air today, I shared with Sri as we were reviewing, we have some amazing pictures we're going to post and show for some of you. And those of you that got our e-card, smaller versions of those pictures are in there because things that are happening right now on this planet are all signs of the ascension process.
Yes.
And this multiple parallel dimensional experience, this timeline overlay, is your choice as to how you're navigating it right now. And so the shift in the alchemy that's happening is that, do you feel it, guys? Like even talking about it, my chest gets tight. Because I can feel all of you holding your breath. And the reality is that we are in a window right now. I mean, I kid you not, from February 19 to April 16, where this is the moment to do it, to just say, you know what? And I looked at Sri and said, you know, what would be wrong with me if I would not want to do everything in my power to be the best I could be? Because if you can do everything in your power to be the best you that you are here to be, and to create that through this illusion, because you're free to do that, then imagine the service you could offer. Imagine the way that when we come together as one world, one heart, imagine what we could do. And so I know I'm making that own pledge for myself right now, that during this moment between now and April 16, I will do everything I can to be the absolute best I can be.
Sometimes when the earth rumbles, sometimes when the weather's bad, sometimes when there's chaos in the air, you have only one safe place to be. And that is right here.
Yes.
In your authentic energy. It's kind of the if not now, when moment.
The conference will automatically end in 5.
Okay. This happened to us on Thursday night. So this is obviously something to do with our, it's this.
Oh,
there it is. There's your duration. You have it set for 25 minutes. That's why.
Let's fix that.
Yeah. So, okay. That you can end, right?
Yeah. I got to fix that.
Okay. So never mind. Forgive us, guys. That's our call board because it was set for a 25-minute call. So forgive us. And remember, if you want to dial in and chat with us, it's 517-208-1500. Okay. So I want to go in, Sri, and I want to read an email. Now, guys, we've been getting lots and lots of emails, and we really invite you, please send your emails. If you want an email for us to address on the show, request a mini soul reading, please send those emails to guest@shriandkiraradio.com. Again, that's guest@shriandkiraradio.com. Some of you have sent a few emails to Namaste that actually made it to us. So if you have sent an email to our main address for support, it might not make it to us because my assistant's going through, you don't even want to know how many emails a day, much less a week. So if you want it to be read on air or you want us to look at it for on air, send it to guest@shriandkiraradio.com. So Sri, I really want to bring in, we have two this week that I think are really powerful and tie in with this energy. And before we read those, let's talk about why this Inti is here and what Inti is. And so this morning, and this is why we opened up this show with our ceremony. This morning, Sri and I went out, and I clearly heard that we had to do the ceremony because of this weekend experience, because of this alchemical transformation. And we're going to be doing some really profound teaching on this in the second half of the show. And if you have access to our website, it will make it easier to follow along, just a heads up. And so what happened was that we went out, and let's show them the ceremony photos. If you're on YouTube, we're going to put up some ceremony photos. So this is that same ancient warrior, almost like ceremonial burial ground that revealed itself, that we were talking about when we had this issue, when the Christ energy came in, when we birthed the Cristo, the crystalline Cristo, when all of this other energy came forward. And so you'll see, if you're looking at us in YouTube right now, you'll see that we have a picture of the ceremonial site today, again, seeing through the palm trees into the mountains. And then we also have a close-up of the smoke that was burning. And just as we opened up today with the smoke, because we wanted to bring you guys into this, we wanted to look at that. What we wanted to share with you was that right after that smoke came forward and we finished our ceremony, we had the single most, what I think, even though last week when we opened this, it was profound, we had another very profound thing happen. Now, before I tell you about that profound thing, if you're at YouTube looking at the pictures right now, if you look at the picture with the smoke, okay, right to the left corner, you see what looks like almost a golden piece of bamboo. That is actually, if you remember last week when I had that piece of palm that fell and I was showing it to you, I call it my cobra. Well, when I was walking out to do the ceremony this morning, that one was right in front of me. And I picked it up and I said, oh, okay, a new cobra. And I picked it up and I went, oh, but you're all wet and you're not. And then it like literally moved in my hand and said, no, I am here for you to mold me. And so what you're seeing there is just the middle of it. We'll go back out and take a picture. But what happened was the top of it, as I was molding it, became 5 cobra heads. And the bottom twisted up so that it honestly looks like a cobra that is standing up, but it has 5 heads. And that is now protecting this. So very powerful energy. And I'm sharing this with you because of the next photo we're going to show you, which I hope.
So the humidity of the rain and all of that brought forward the opportunity to shape the sacred bamboo.
Yeah, very much so. And here's what happened, guys. So Shri, put up the next pictures.
Okay.
If you get our newsletter, you've seen these already. So here's what happened. This is to the right. Just so the smoke's burning, we have this message, and then we turn to the right. And I want to hear from you guys in the chat, okay? How many of you are seeing it already? We
did not recognize this the last time we were out there.
And here's what happened was that Shri and I both saw a different, I looked at Shri and I said, oh my God. I said, Shri, I'm getting this message. And then I saw this huge, ancient warrior, beautiful energy. And I was like, oh my goodness gracious. And then Shri said, I see it too. And I said, great, let's take a picture of it. Well, when Shri started taking a picture, he was taking a picture of the angel, which is to the left here. And I thought there was only the face to the right, which is this ancient, large skull cosmic warrior. And then I kept hearing the Inti, the Inti, the Inti. And so I, in my heart, feel that energy right there, the one on the right, and I hope you guys see it in the OTR chat room or the TFR live chat room. Let us know if you're gazing at the photo. Do you see it? And if you're not gazing at the photo, come to YouTube later, go to the YouTube channel, Oneness Talk Radio, and watch the video. We also, if you're on our newsletter list, we sent out all these photos already today. And so when I felt this energy, last week, what Shri and I had not shared with all of you, and Shri, let's go ahead and show the close-up photo. We have another one here where we're just going to give you a close-up of the ancient warrior. There he is. When we consecrated this site, I kept hearing, place Inti in my waters, place Inti in my waters, and I knew that they meant to find the Inti. Well, guys, it was just yesterday that Shri and I found this Inti. And Inti is the Incan sun god, and it's a very powerful god. And I won't take up time explaining it to you other than to say, go look it up. Go look up Inti and discover what is going on with Inti, the sun god. And so what happened was, when we brought this Inti home last night was when I also started getting all these cosmic energy and connections going. And then we now have this revelation today. And so we went after we had this revelation, and Shri, put up the last slide, please. And we found the Inti, and this is me wearing it this morning. And so what happened was that the Inti is meant to be worn as a mask, but it is also the cosmic connection of the Incan lineage that is what they believed gave them the right to rule. That it was because they came from, and that Inti was an actual being, was an actual real being. And that's why this being that's revealing itself in more of a form of that is more recognizable, other than you'll notice in the pictures, and we'll go post these pictures again. We're going to get them up for people to look at. It's the very large skull type experience that we are being called to a greater level of alchemical rememory. And this is why we're calling this weekend the Magical Mystery Weekend, because all of the mysteries are being revealed and all of this energy is getting ever more powerful. We are all being called to a higher level of service. And this is why I want to read this article, Shri. This is why I want to read this first email that came in. And let's just see. I guess everyone's claiming YouTube's not working. Welcome to Mercury. And you know what, guys? There'll be a video posted later. So maybe the reason YouTube's not working is so that you guys can calm down and listen to the show. You know, just relax.
Theoretically, the camera system is recording this and we'll upload the video.
So in the moment now, just come to Oneness Talk Radio or go to TFR Live. Call us. Let's chat. Let's keep it going. But you know, there's always a reason for everything. And you need to know that we have done everything in our power in many dimensions to make this work, and we'll figure it out even if it's not today. So Shri, I want to read this email because I think it's very appropriate for this show, and so I'll let you share this with everyone.
All right, this is lovely. It comes in from Jason.
Bring our hands to our heart.
Jason says, I want to honor the angels, Michael and Esther and Shri and Kira, and say that I love you. And he continues, I will try to keep this short, My mind body does not have the full concept of this, so I am and come with complete love and trust. I was transported to your presence last night through the violet flame. The communication seemed to be mostly with Kira, but obviously Shri was present. I kept wanting to say Teresa, but I had to type Esther. Either way, you, Michael, Esther, along with the many others that I could feel, were there, and I was sitting within a violet flame, and I could feel the heat on my body, and my body was rocking back and forth a little. Anyhow, I had an outpouring of tears as I connected with you. Love so beautiful. During this time, I transmitted pure crystalline light to your efforts and for protection. The close of the connection ended with many affirmations and a linear timestamp of 9/20/220. And so it is. That's it. Be bravery of my heart. I love you all, and we're looking forward to our reunification.
Well, whew, okay. Do you want to share that?
And then he has a little PS
He has
here.
a PS.
It says, one of our cats had with an intense need to be touched, was climbing my leg with his claws during this experience, and yet it never pulled me away from what I was experiencing. I love you.
Well, we love you, honey. And the reason we felt that this was such a really powerful email to read was several reasons. Number one, thank you for sharing. You know, we always are honored when you share it with us. And again, we really invite you to send these emails to guest@shriandcareradio.com. And here's a couple things that we thought were very profound. Number one, you do realize that timestamp is my birthday. And I found that to be very powerful and almost an affirmation that I was to share with you. My birthday is September 20th. And I received the way you typed it as something for me to be aware of coming forward in a year, that I am within that year of September 20th, 2020. And so thank you very much. But the way that you wrote it made me feel like it was opening up this next year, and that there is obviously something that is growing. And there is an escalation. And even as I'm sharing this with you, I am like in a huge spiral and I'm looping, and it's very, very, very challenging. Whoa, having a hard time. I'm spinning, really spinning. And so we are all at that moment, and we are off the air.
Well, no, we'll continue here. Oh, yeah, for YouTube. But the audio radio stations are doing their commercial break right now.
They are. And I just wanted to say, I thought I saw callers over here.
Early on.
Okay. No, are they all gone now?
They early on.
Okay. All right. All right. So again, we are on commercial break right now. If you are listening at YouTube, we are still here. I always call this our bonus conversation. And again, if you are here at YouTube, let me just share with you again this beautiful NT. This is the one we found, and it's heavy. This is really heavy. And I just want to give you look at him. Do you guys see him? And now watch this. Look, see, it's a mask. Is that crazy? I'll just get a little more so it's not, because I can see out of it. Is that great or what? And here, I'm going to put it up on Shri just for a moment, just so you can look at that. And just really check that out and the energy of that. And so this is going to be hung in our fountain, which is up in the Water Therapy Center, where it will be part of that. And we apologize for any lack of fluidity during this commercial time. I will share with all you guys that we're really doing the best we can to navigate all this technology, but I have to share in all honesty, this is very challenging for me to be able to hold a higher consciousness while Shri's navigating all these computers, while we have a billion people in chat asking us questions about technology. I wish we could just have somebody help us with this. So if anybody is good at this and would like to help volunteer 1 hour a week and help us produce this show, we would be in heaven for your help. My husband has been up from 3:30 this morning for the past 4 days trying to make all the shows run. And so we are all over it for some help. And thank you. I also want to say thank you to those of you that are talking about our app. Thank you. We worked really hard on it. So we're glad that you're enjoying it.
And for those of you, the Self Ascension Mastery app is updated every Monday. So there's new meditations coming. There's all kinds of good stuff.
And speaking of good things coming and all of that, guys, we are 25 seconds to going back live on the audio portion of this. So I'm just going to take a second, drink some water, because normally during the break I would have had a break.
Here we go.
And then we're going to go live in a second.
Intelligent television. enlightenmenttv.com.
All right, we are coming back.
All right, we are coming back in with two different tracks of music overplaying each other. We have no idea why. Maybe there's ours back, and we're on the air. All right. Well, welcome back, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on Saturday, Explore the Mysteries. I am Kira Rod.
And I am Sri Rob Kai. We're having fun with technology. We're also in this beautifully open heart space as we are connecting with all of the beautiful beings that are plugged into this show, and the opportunity that is really embracing all awake humanity to say, let go, let's claim, live, and be the authentic energy we are, which always is love.
It is. And even when we are having these magical mystery weekends and these massive revelations and things start looking big or things start looking whelming, we are here now. And as we give ourselves that gift and as we gaze at this moment right now, remember that you're also welcome to give us a call, 517-208-1500.
Give it a try.
Yeah, 517-208-1500 if you have any soul reading or you have a question. But what's important to recognize in this moment is as we are all escalating, as we are all adapting, in the first half of the show, we started sharing again about how the energy is right now in this powerful alchemical transition. Now, this powerful alchemical transition is actually proceeding in perfect timing if you understand the yoga of self-ascension. And so with all my heart and soul, guys, please, please, please go to ShriandKira.com. And at the very top of our website, on all of the tabs that are up there, you'll see Yoga of Self-Ascension. And when you mouse over that, the very first tab says, well, what is the Yoga of Self-Ascension? And if you go to that page, which is where we are right now, right at the top of the page, there are 4 buttons, and these 4 buttons are the 4 energies. You know, there's 4 steps of self-ascension, but there's also 4 energies. So what is the yoga of self-ascension? Well, the yoga of self-ascension is first and foremost a moment of peace. Yes. It all begins with peace. It all begins there. And what else is the yoga of ascension? Well, it is the science of ascension and universal spirituality. You know, there are so many components to the yoga of self-ascension that people often forget that. What is the yoga of self-ascension? It is multidimensional existence, right? Yeah. And what is the yoga of self-ascension? It is the alchemy of self-ascension. And that is what we are in right now. And if you give yourself the gift of going to ShriandKira.com and clicking on this What is the Yoga of Self-Ascension page, click on any of these boxes, just scroll the page, but give yourself the gift of understanding the gift that is happening right now, because we are at the moment of an alchemical transition. Is that a good word, Sri?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're at the moment of an alchemical transition that, you know, I was sharing with Sri, I think in my lifetime, this might be the last one that's this strong. And I know that I've got between now and April 16 to really say yes. And so this is a manifested moment of the dream of the dream. Mm-hmm. What is your dream and what are you willing to do to accomplish it? This is not the moment of passive inaction. This is the moment where you've got to put a little elbow grease into what your dream is. So what are you doing to accomplish your dream? What step have you taken? That's important.
You know, action and manifestation require a visual point of reference, because we're taking the energies of the infinite and we're gathering them into an expression.
Yeah.
So we have to have a vision, but we also have to take action on our vision. To simply have a vision is like a bubble. It just floats.
Yeah.
But to take action within and toward and in fullness of that vision is the act of creation. It brings it into being.
Yeah.
So vision plus action, and throw some heart and passion in there.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how we do it.
Well, and so a visceral example. Remember last weekend we shared with you guys, hey, we're in real time with you. Well, it's kind of interesting. I was enjoying reading over here in the OTR chat, right up here where I believe it was Anel that said, I heard the great will rise when I saw the Inti. Thank you for sharing that, my angel, because last weekend, what Shri and I did not share with you, even though we were all in real time, was that we clearly heard that we needed to find this Inti and put it in our fountain in the water area. And this Inti that we found, and again, when you look at the video, you'll see this at YouTube. I'm holding it up again. This Inti is the perfect size that fits on the rock in the fountain in between a gold nandi and a beautiful plate of citrine crystal, all sun energies.
So guess what? Those of you that come back to the Shri and Kira Live tomorrow, we're going to have some pictures for you.
Because we're hanging it after this show. We heard we had to have it available to show at this show, hang it tonight, and then tomorrow continue the journey. And so this is the gift right now, is saying yes and paying attention to and listening and following. Just like this morning when I walked outside to do that first ceremony, I clearly heard the magic happens over the weekend. And so Shri and I really honor this community because it's all of us coming together that creates this magic. It's all of our energy, all of our collective presence. And this is why, with all my heart and soul, please go to shriandkira.com, take 20 minutes, get a cup of tea, coffee, wine, whatever, relax, open up and read this entire page from top to bottom. It will change your life. It is the What is Self-Ascension page at shriandkira.com. And Shri, I think that it's just so beautiful. And I love how here in the chat room, someone is saying, yes, we are so strong together, we co-create miracles. Yep. That is true. And that's also part of why on the app, and I know a lot of you here have been chatting about the Om Aum, that's why we gave that away free, because together we are better. And when we come together, miracles do happen. And remember, those of you that are on our app right now and have upgraded to even just the Emerald level, we're going to be with you live for our co-creation Saturday coming up really soon here. We're almost at that first Saturday in March. This is a big, fast moment.
You know, it's important to recognize that the energy that you are is the influencer for the energy that we are.
Yes.
So it's people have talked about this throughout the ages in different ways and different forms. And
I'm getting a wave of heat. I'm feeling our community. Are you guys getting hot? Wow. Go ahead, Shri.
And I just wanted to remind, especially because now we're posting at YouTube, and YouTube has the full spectrum. Everybody has so many ideas and practices, and everybody needs to be who they are, find their way.
Wow.
One of the things that I'm reminded is back when I was in college, what was his name? Mahesh Yogi, the Maharishi, the meditation.
Yogi.
yes. This was when that whole transcendental meditation movement came into the United States.
Probably the first magical mystery weekend.
And that was very powerful.
Yeah.
Well, this group had such energy around their commitment to meditate and to cultivate an inner peace.
Exactly.
That they started doing studies in cooperation with the police force in a couple of cities. And the meditators would gather for weekend meditations. And what the police officials confirmed is that crime rates went down during those times.
Whew.
So they had the statistical information of how many incidents and 911 calls and all that stuff, and crime rates decreased.
Well, and I think that people now know the proof of prayer and meditation and that effect.
And so the reason I bring this up is I think there's a whole generation of people that perhaps have not been introduced to this, that it's important to recognize that we have a shared reality that while it is density, it is nonetheless where we interact a lot.
Well, I always giggle that I really feel that probably about, I don't know, a blink ago, we were all having lunch in the 33rd crystalline dimension. And one of you, I think I know which one of you, had this great idea to
let's go to Earth.
Let's do density, right? And then let's get together for cocktails. Well, guys, I'm ready for the cocktails, okay? And so we've had our wonderful, wonderful experience. And so this is the gift, is to remember this is just the pre-party, right? This is that opportunity. And I always giggle because we all know that when we do come back together again in that ascended presence, the one that we're sure treated us the worst is the one whose arms we will probably fall into first.
Yes.
And that we are able to transcend that. And the gift of the alchemical transformation that occurs through applying the science of the yoga of self-ascension is that you are able to attain that state of awakened being consciousness while you're still in the play. And so you become the witness of the witness of the witness. Remember, we've been talking about this. This is part of the alchemical transformation. This is part of that energy that is lassoing all of us. This is why everything is speaking. My goodness gracious, guys, here at Tosa Blue Mountain, I feel like we're Atlantis rising.
There's all kinds of energies happening.
I am telling you, this is an Atlantis rising experience here. The crystalline corners, even the quote invasion that we had last week. Those of you that are on our newsletter list are aware of that we had this invasion show up last week, and so this is the gift. This is what's happening right now, is that we are all being given an opportunity to rise with the rising tide. How you rise is going to be your decision, but we are in an absolute alchemical transformation. It is happening now. It is happening at every level of your being.
And this, call it ascension escalator, which was the phrase that came to us to
from
describe
2015 to 2022.
This continual, steady upliftment.
Exactly.
Is that it's sort of like a wake-up call from the universe.
Mm-hmm.
It's saying, come on now, let's remember your source.
Yeah.
Let's remember who you are.
Yes.
And we are all part and parcel of this, whether you're paying attention or not.
Well, no, it doesn't matter to what level you're awake, because the key is whatever level you're awake to is perfect for you. This is the gift. All voices deserve to be heard. All souls are having their experience. Go ahead.
I want one of you to give me a call at 517-208-1500. We're testing out a new call board. So please give us a call so we can test this out here and see how this is working for the live broadcast. 517-208-1500. Just ring in. We'll say hello. And if you have a question, we'll take it. Otherwise, we just say thank you for testing the call board.
Exactly. And so I want to go back to what we were speaking about, Sri, because we have another email here. This one came in from a beautiful listener named Nikisha. And here's Nikisha's email.
Okay, Nikisha. She just, very brief. She says, "Good day. I trust you are well. I was told by numerous people that I have gifts. I would like to know what they are and how to open it." Now,
there's a couple of reasons why we wanted to read this email. And again, guys, I'm going to just share with all my heart and soul. Go to SriHankira.com, click on what is the yoga of self-ascension, and give yourself the gift and read that entire page. Now, why am I bringing it up again as we're reading Nikisha's email? Nikisha and all of you, when someone is telling you that you have a gift, they are well-intended. And they are giving you the opportunity to honestly understand yourself. However, it doesn't matter what they know. What matters is what you know. And so your question is actually a loop right now. Someone tells me I have gifts. What are they and how do I open them? By first believing in yourself. By first relaxing into yourself. There is a mastery process in saying yes to yourself. There is a mastery process in recognizing that, thank you, beloved one, for seeing something in me. Now you bring your hands to your heart. And the mantra of self-ascension is really the way to go. And if you go to onenesstalkradio.com, for all of you, Sri and I posted 2 free gifts for you over the past few days. So if you're already at Oneness Talk Radio, click on the Oneness Moments page, okay? That is right there underneath the Oneness tab. Go to Oneness Moments, and in the Oneness Moments, click on the Meditation tab, and you will find the 108 Mantra Meditation. It will really help if you have, like I always have underneath here. See, I always wear this is a Chikna Rudraksha, which is like the finest you can get. I get that at malasforascension.com. But I always have my Rudraksha mala on. So if you have a 108 mala, it doesn't have to be Rudraksha. Use it and do this meditation. If you're not sure how to open up your heart even more, then go to the Oneness tab at the Oneness Talk, at the Oneness Moments, and listen to our self-ascension mantra, inspiration. It's a 3 minute. These are 3 minutes that will change your life.
Now, when you listen to that one, you're going to want to have a little space that you can just go into it because it's powerful.
Yeah, you're going to want to, maybe after the show, go listen. And even though these are only 3 minutes each, which is what they're designed to do, they're designed to be quick, easy inspiration, just like the app. And again, those of you at Oneness Talk Radio chat, thank you. So with this inspiration, you can break free. And so, Nikisha, honey, your gifts are your gifts to discover and unfold, but the key is to do it from the integrity of your own heart and pay attention to that unfolding. And go listen to more of our radio shows, pay attention. I'm doing a class called Quantum Clairvoyance. If you really want to know what your gifts are, take my class. I mean, forgive me, but empowering quantum clairvoyance
your clear intuition.
It is one of the most powerful processes on the planet. You can learn about it at the events at shriandkira.com. Plus, guys, your evasive medical intuitive, Shri is doing this beautiful donation class. You can get in for as little as $2. It's next Wednesday night. Check it out.
Yeah. And listen, we have a couple of people.
We have callers to test our call.
We're going to unmute the line and say hi to Jillian.
Hey, Jillian. Namaste, Angel.
Hi, Shri and Kira. I was not expecting to get on today. This is such a blessing. So amazing to talk to you too.
Thank you. So Angel, you are our very first caller on the brand new call board. I think that gets like a prize or something.
It's got that new board smell.
Oh, it's new car smell and everything.
It's nice.
Oh, well, could you hear us while you were on hold?
Yes, it's just like the last one, but better.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
Thanks for confirming.
Oh, we are so excited. Well, the good thing about the new call board is you come right into us. There's no middleman.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
direct.
Exactly.
So nice.
Oh, yay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Well, Angel, we love you so much. May I offer you a prize in the form of a soul reading?
Please, thank you. Oh, and I just want to say, I've been seeing Fibonacci spirals everywhere. It's literally blowing my mind. I bought a book about the golden ratio. I just thank you guys so much for just, thank you.
You are so welcome. And Jillian, as you were sharing that, I'm putting our beautiful spiral conch with the blue, this beautiful blue temple at the top of the spiral mountain up, so that if you watch the video at YouTube when you were saying that, you will get that extra dose of energy. And I did that because as I'm connecting with you, I see this beautiful, it's like a cloud, but it's very, very rainbowy, very, very soft. And this cloud is lifting you and supporting you. And and as you're on it, it's like the message is saying, remember to keep looking. Remember to pay attention. It's like you're comfortable, you're being supported, but there's more. And it's all around you. And they're saying it is time to be freer. It is time to float. It is time to fly. And so I love you, Jillian. Thank you for being caller number 1.
Namaste.
Thank you. I love you guys. Namaste.
We love you, honey. Bye, Angel. And Shri, we have a full call board, so let's say hi to somebody else.
We have Evans from California. I'm not
All
sure that's what it says.
Namaste, beloved Angel. Hi.
Hi. Oh, my God. You guys, every single thing that you're saying is resonating with me so deeply. I am so grateful. I'm almost silenced. And yeah, I was just calling in because, you needed help to see if the thing was working. So it's working.
Thank you.
And I would, if you wouldn't mind, I would really appreciate a reading, particularly because everything that you're saying it's so time sensitively real for the things that I'm dealing with right now, like citizenship issues and career things. And I basically just want to make sure that I feel like I'm doing well, but I It's like I want a spiritual report card so I'm not hitting myself thinking that I'm doing better than I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
I do. And Angel, like I have tears as you're talking, honey. I just want you to first and foremost know that you are so far more ahead than you're even giving yourself credit for, number one. Number two, as I'm gazing at you right now, it's interesting. Today has been heart chakra day. I mean, really, wow, lots of intense heart chakra energy. But I have my hands like right, Shri, they're right, like right over my heart.
Left and right.
Left and right, but they're not touching. They're literally, there's like this pillar that's between them that would be going straight up through my throat and straight up through my crown. And they're saying that it is your moment to ignite the pillar of crystalline light that is going to carry you into the next experience. This next experience has already begun. Relax your breath, open your heart, stick out your foot, and take our hand. We are here.
Okay, so I'm not hitting myself in like the huge things that I'm in the midst of.
No.
No, honey. Keep going. You do not let that old tape stop you. This is the moment of manifestation. You keep going. And I am so grateful you got through today because I know a lot of people needed to hear that right now. So thank you for being a surrogate for so many others. They're saying it's good practice for what's coming.
Yes.
Thank you so much, guys. I'm so grateful. I love you so much.
We love you, Angel. Mwah. Many blessings, sweetheart. And Shri, let's take another caller. All right. Woohoo, the call board is alive.
We've got Donna from Colorado.
Hey, Donna. Namaste, Angel.
Namaste, Shri and Kira. Oh, I'm so happy to connect with you two again. I've actually been feeling a little disconnected from Tosa, and I think it's just a little missing it. I love it so much, and I want to be back there with you right now.
Oh, well, you are.
Please come.
Well, I mean, I feel your presence right here with Shri and I. I mean, I'm not kidding, honey. I'm watching you manifest right now and your beautiful smile.
You've never really left.
I was going to say, you're here, honey. And as you're sharing that, if you get a chance when you go look at the video later, I'm holding up the Inti mask in honor of that. And I'm actually putting it on and I'm sending that energy to you right now because that's part of the reading that's coming your way. They're saying, connect again with the golden ray. Remember the symbols of light. Carry them in your heart and ignite the truth of your divine presence. Spin the alchemical transformation that is before you now into the next wave of that which is breathing into possibility. You are not alone and you are being supported. Now spread your wings and fly.
Oh, thank you so much. Namaste.
Namaste, my love. Namaste. We love you. Whew, and I can't breathe. Can you guys all breathe for me? Because I'm having a hard time breathing.
Yeah, it's wonderful to be able to connect and to be in that space beyond the space. We are truly in a time where the more we practice the depth of this soul connection, the more we practice being in the energy of the multidimensional reality, the greater our capacity to walk through life. Because otherwise we become like the child in the maze. We become reactive and we bounce between seeming things. However, when we hold this higher frequency energy, when we're able to lift above the drama, you're still affected, you're still doing what you do. However, your capacity to see beyond the limitations is increased.
Yes.
And this builds a trust in our whole life process. That is part of the process of the yoga of self-ascension.
Absolutely.
To be able to trust your life, to be able to live a life, to be able to go to work and drive the car and yet not be stuck in that illusion, to be able to enjoy the transcendent reality while still living out what you came here to do.
That's so true. And I'm putting some messages into the chat room. Hey guys, you probably didn't even know it was us because of technology. And it really is a blessing to be with all of you every week, right here at TFR Live, right here at Oneness Talk Radio, hopefully at YouTube. And hey guys, I do need to take a moment and share with you that This weekend is still building. Remember, we opened up this ceremony when we started today. So we are in active ceremony, and we let the smoke burn during today's show. And then we are going to close this with tomorrow's show. So make sure you join us tomorrow. Tomorrow, our show is at noon Pacific time, and we are at onenesstalkradio.com. Plus, we are doing a huge premiere tomorrow, and it better work, Shri. We've been promoting it. We've been premiering it. You will want to join us live. Hey, make a pot of popcorn, grab your friends, sit on the couch, and join us at YouTube Live at our official Shri and Kira tomorrow. That is at the official Shri and Kira. We're going to be doing a big premiere, a live. We have some studios set up we're working on. It's a big moment because it's a big weekend. We are all in an alchemical process.
You know, and this whole process of broadcasting live, whether it's radio, YouTube, or we're multitasking presently, you know, it's an evolutionary thing.
Yeah.
And one of the joys and frustrations that we've experienced is we've worked through 4 different software programs, 3 different streaming providers.
So feel our heart. We are doing everything we can.
We're really seeking, when we anchor in and say, this is it, we want it to be wonderful.
Yeah.
We really want it to be easy.
Because we love you. And we don't want to take up too much time talking about that, but we do want to invite you. Breathe into the energy that's happening right now. What is your dream, and are you willing to manifest it? What are you willing to do? Or are you just happy? You know, if you're getting the same old results, if you're not as buoyant and beautiful as you feel you should be, then my angels, what in your ego is sabotaging you? Because this is a powerful moment of self-ascension or self-sabotage. And everyone is going to have to be on one side of the aisle or the other. What's blossoming? What's blooming? Who's really supporting you? And is your ego receiving that or not? This is that moment, and it's an alchemical transformation. And I'm really excited to continue tomorrow. Be there.
You know, every one of us is working with the energies of our higher self, our soul, as well as the energies of our egoic self.
Oh, yeah.
And that egoic self is part of the growing and the it's kind of like the gymnasium, so to speak, of Earth School.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas the higher self is the part of you that's the cheerleader, saying, keep going, keep going.
And you know what? If you've had an experience that touched your heart and you're denying it now, this is the moment to look at it again, to pay attention. Guys, we are in the middle of a massive alchemical process. We'll see you soon. We love you.
Send us an email. Yes, at ShriandKiraRadio.com. Check out more information at Shri